Here we are, and welcome to another episode of the Friday Night Movie Podcast. I am here with my sisters, Lily and Becky. Becky and I had a magical afternoon yesterday, and we took, 15 people, how many people, to go see The Mandolorian and Grogu?
14 people, I think. Right?
Lily, did you go see it yesterday?
No. I didn't go see it yesterday. I was working. YouTube freeloaders.
Oh, sure. The one day a year Spain doesn't have a day off. We had a day off.
I worked while you guys were in the theater.
I saw the movie. I'm just not sure I remember the movie.
I saw it, and I loved it.
Is there a Christmas miracle? That's my only question.
I have to tell you,
it has
an entire episode within the movie that's just little tiny puppets running around, and it's the best thing you've ever seen. That part I remember really well.
There is a Christmas miracle.
Here's the Mandalorian and Grogu. It is. I was awake through the whole time, and I get to.
That was because it was 2:00 in the afternoon. That's not fair.
No, and it was 2 hours and 15 minutes long. I sat next to Mom.
But why was it so long?
Who I have no idea, but I sat next to Mom, who was actually I have an idea.
That's also not fair.
Because I took multiple naps and missed whole sections of the movie, and I do feel like I followed the story.
So Mom was so happy. She was like the happiest. She was like a little kid. It was so great. But to my left, to balance out Mom, I had one of my teenagers who was like rolling her eyes the whole time.
I was going to say, I think when you watch a movie...
I was like, what'd you think of this movie? She was like, I don't even like Star Wars.
Oh, my God. I just think that, like an unreliable witness, I think... We coin a new term, unreliable critic, because if you watch it with Mom, you're not a reliable witness.
But also if you watch it with Shai's youngest child, not a reliable critic. Both
right.
Mom
and
opposite ends of the spectrum.
But Mom and I were having...
makes everything the best.
Mom and I had the best time. Obviously... Star Wars is a thing for our family, and Mom is the biggest Star Wars fan. She loves Star Wars so much. She always, whenever you go, she says, I was in the theater in 1977. And the movie is super fun. Super fun. The Grogu is amazing. There's tons of little moments.
What they promise. Like, what do we want? Our kids want.
I mean, the Grogu is amazing. Isn't it the same Grogu from the show?
No, but he's like a little older.
He's like a little older.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's a little bit more mature.
Okay.
He's a little bit more impulse control. He's a little bit more mature.
And he's stronger.
The show is at most like 5.
And he can jump. It is so funny. They make him jump. They don't even try to make it, to their credit, they don't try to make him not be a puppet at any time. Like when he jumps, it's just a solid object flying through the air. And the number of times the Mandalorian is just running around holding him or other tiny puppets, like you'd think he'd have a backpack for him.
Yeah, honestly. Well, because he also attaches himself to Mando's shoulder, and then he runs around with him. And I'm like, which instances is he carrying him versus having him on his shoulder?
It's just so funny. It looks like
more dangerous. He's carrying him,
but it looks like somebody holding a pillow.
But why wouldn't he have like a Ergo baby carrier for him, like a BR at this?
Because he doesn't want to be where he could get shot at.
Oh yeah,
it's very true.
But he could strap him. I mean, I guess he needs him to be mobile.
The dome? His little
I think one of my
where's his up a baby
No, he hasn't had the dome since he was a baby, but he does drive a dome during the movie.
Someone's carriage.
He does steal a baby carriage.
Moments is when Mando is fitting Grogu's armor and explaining to him how the armor.
Okay, but I'm sorry, I just want to confirm in the.
I can't wait to tell Lily the plot of this story.
No.
I can't wait.
In the trailer, the plot is make money off of Star Wars. That's
no. It has so much heart.
Okay, because it's Christmas
Hold on,
movie.
we'll come back to the plot.
Wait, I have a question. He's Yoda, right?
No. What are you, one of the children?
Yoda has already died before he even entered.
I mean, maybe he'll become Yoda, and there's only one Yoda, but
okay. So
and he's reincarnated, but he was a baby while Yoda was still alive.
Okay, right.
So he's more like the Dalai Lama.
Fine, but Yoda, we assume, is like 1,000 years old. Like we don't know.
Yoda died at like 900 something. No, he says it right before he dies. He goes 900
Luke
whatever
asked
years.
him too many questions. That's the best meme of all time.
Best meme ever.
Okay, so then
He says
relatively, I don't think baby Grogu's maturity. It's relative to how old he is now.
No.
He's only a few years old. He would be a baby for
No. He's about 70.
But since the show to now, how much time has passed? You're saying, oh, he's matured so much.
A few
in
years.
a couple of years, he just learns like one word.
He was in a dome for the first part of his life. Wasn't he being
we don't really
tortured?
know his growth rate. Just saying.
But he's definitely.
I'm sure there's some nerds on Reddit who are going.
He's
deep on
definitely way more physically articulate. Like he can move more. He can use the Force more. He uses it a bunch of times.
Serious wrinkles.
Yeah,
already? I guess he becomes very wrinkly in a few hundred years.
Teeny tiny, but he's starting to look so wrinkled.
He's okay. So here's the plot.
What species is Yoda?
No, that's that the whole point is that nobody knows. There's only 2 Yoda type species that's ever been seen. There's Yoda, and then there was Yaddle, who's seen in one scene.
Right, it's his wife.
No, we don't know who that is. And then they're never seen again after Yoda dies. So it could be there's only 1 or 2 of these at a time.
When was Yaddle seen?
Yaddle's in like one of the Jedi councils. In one of the prequel movies, I think.
Oh.
So Yoda is this mysterious being that has the Force. So, okay. Lily, the plot of this movie. My theory as to why it's so long, by the way, is I think this was the 4th season of the show, and they decided we're not going to make another show and we're going to make it into a movie because we think we can make box office off of this. And then it's basically as long as a season of a show. So then we'll just put it on.
True. It's like if you did 4 30-minute episodes.
And to their credit, they did not have to pay, other than Sigourney Weaver, who is amazing in this movie. Tell me a movie
she's not amazing in.
All right, no, but I'm saying like this was the first time since Carrie Fisher. Like, remember when they had Laura Dern in that terrible Star Wars movie? And it was like, why is...
miscasting. I love Laura
my
Dern,
kids were so excited to see Sigourney Weaver. They were running up to me during...
Because of Galaxy Quest?
No, Avatar.
No, my kids haven't seen Galaxy Quest.
They have. I watched it with them.
It was Avatar. They were coming up to me. They're like, it's Grace and Kiri. Mommy, it's Grace and Kiri.
Yeah. So she was great in it, though. She fits in great, and her character is really cool. And hopefully they can do more with her when they do these, when they do these future movies. So, okay. Other than her, there's not a single actor's face in the movie of someone famous.
Did Sal actually play in the whole movie, or just the one scene where you see his face?
No, only in the one scene where you see his face, and then he did the rest in the voice. They had in the credits. There's 2 actors who played the Mandalorian's body.
Of course.
So they're not even paying for a full-time body double.
Oh wow, it's really just puppets.
Yeah.
Again, it's a Christmas movie.
No, and every once in a while there's someone they don't want to pay for. They just throw an actor in, and you're like, do I know that person? Do I not know that person? And then there's a few funny cameos in the X-Wings at the end. Oh, and they had Zeb, who is also animated, who is a great character from the TV shows. So the plot of the movie, aside from, is that first of all, number one, it goes back to being about the Mandalorian being on missions and being friends with Grogu. There's no we have to save all these other Mandalorians who are also called Mandalorians but are totally different.
And mean.
Nonsense, anything like that.
Yeah,
but what happens is,
on a mission.
and the mission is, Jabba the Hutt is dead, right? And
maybe. Do you think I can follow the timeline of these
This
things?
takes place after Return of the Jedi.
After Return of the Jedi.
Jabba the Hutt is dead.
Okay.
And Jabba the Hutt's son, Rhoda the Hutt, is being held. I'm not going to give it away. No spoilers. Is being held on another planet.
It's a new character?
Rhoda the Hutt is in actually an arc on the Clone Wars TV show that is kind of very much aligned with the Mandalorian and Grogu.
He as muscular in the Clone Wars TV show as he is in this movie.
In the Clone Wars TV show.
Can you please bring up a photo? I need a photo.
Okay. Becky said.
Please bring up a photo. Also, is it like a baby Bowser situation?
So in the Clone Wars episodes, which I had to look up to remind myself, but in the Clone Wars episodes, he's like a tiny little tadpole Jabba, and he's kind of like
a baby Bowser.
He's like a Grogu type situation, and Anakin, he gets kidnapped by bounty hunters, and Anakin and Ahsoka have to go and save him, and so they save Rhoda the Hutt. So
this is way before
Clone Wars, in prequel times. Okay, so then we don't hear from Rhoda the Hutt again.
I'm going to send you a picture.
Is it Rhoda, like the movie Rhoda?
Like Rota.
No, Rota.
I don't know why he's saying Rhoda. Everyone calls him Rhoda.
Anyways, so
should I just call him Rhoda like an old lady?
Rhoda. No, Rota.
Yeah.
My grandma Rhoda.
So Doris. So Rhoda. So Rhoda the Hutt.
I'm looking him up right now.
Well, I'm trying to.
Sorry, it's actually Rhoda the Huttlet, and it's Rotta.
No, that's when he was a Hutt.
That's when he was a Huttlet, not a full one, and it's Rhoda the Hutt.
Oh,
okay.
I'm sorry. The public needs to see this.
No, that's not what.
That's not.
It looks like in the movie.
That's in the Clone Wars. That's in the Clone Wars.
That's when he's a little baby. So then.
This is what he looks like.
We can't see Lily.
Here, Lily.
That's
I
just
sent you a link.
Scrambled images.
No, I sent you a link in the chat.
You see, he's muscular. I can see him.
I send you. You see with his like weapons and he's
like pecs
and his pecs. It's like very
like
extreme.
a muscular slug.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a bro who's really into hitting the gym.
Yeah. Voiced by Jeremy Allen White.
Voiced by Jeremy Allen White.
That is an odd casting, guys.
I thought he was great.
It was great. It was great casting.
Great casting because Rhoda the Hutt had to be a likable character, and Jeremy Allen White.
No,
he's a hero.
Father, he'll tell you that a lot in the movie.
Yeah, they repeat that a lot. So Rhoda the Hutt, partially maybe because he was saved by the Jedis when he was young, he grew up to be a nicer person, and so part of the movie is him getting to know Mando and Grogu and Zeb. And
does he talk like his dad?
No, he talks in English, but with like they modulate the voice, so you can only tell it's Jeremy Allen White
if you
know it's him. So that's kind of good, but he's such a good actor, and the character kind of reminds me a little bit of like Lip, or when he played Kerry Von Erich in Iron Claw. Like he's like a misunderstood meathead criminal type character, and so they have to. But his aunt and uncle, who are twins that also sleep cuddling, which is kind of weird, who are really creepy.
Huts. We don't really know the rules.
Yeah. But they've been in the show. I believe they've been in the show, too. The twins, they take over for Jabba.
Yeah,
and
we don't know the rules.
Wait, what twins?
There are twins, Jabba's siblings.
In the movies?
No, in the shows, but in the lore of Star Wars. So they
much homework to watch one of these fucking movies.
No, they explain it all. It's his aunt and uncle, and they're very Hutt-like. And so he has to say
smaller than Jabba. Like two of them make up one.
Well,
Jabba.
like Jabba let himself go. Obviously,
they don't look like they. Anyways, you really see the Hutts fight in this, though. There's a Hutt fight that you're like, they really were creative about how they were.
It sounds like it's the Mandalorian and Grogu and the Hutts.
Yes. And it's a lot. It's what it's a lot like is kind of like Thor Ragnarok. Like when Thor ends up on that fighting planet, and he's there with the Hulk, and really, you never
lost me.
Oh,
I know it's your favorite.
It's not my favorite, but it's the top 5.
I've seen it, but like
I like Love and Thunder.
I'm not gonna.
Love and Thunder is underrated. So while they're doing that, it's the plot structure is the usual Mandalorian structure of Mando is sent to retrieve someone, and then he realizes that retrieving him would be the worst possible thing to do and unethical. So Mando makes his own rules.
Now he's
I think the second most said line in that movie was "It got messy."
It got messy, yeah. And
there are so many tiny puppets in this.
Yeah.
So many puppets, big puppets, small puppets, so many puppets.
Why are there so many critters?
Because do you remember? This is a real stretch, but do you remember in the Rise of? Do you remember? Yeah, that was the best part. There's a whole segment of the movie where it's just Grogu and these 4 little guys who are. Babu Freak was the name of the character in Rise of Skywalker. So there's like 4 little Babu freaks, and
really a kids movie.
And Grogu going on an adventure.
It's a kids movie. It's
going on an adventure. And
the tiniest little ship you've ever seen.
In the tiniest little ship.
Because they're little.
Yeah. But it's the part where, because going into the movie, I was like, you know what's really annoying about this? We're going to go see this movie, and the only puppet is Grogu, and the rest is all going to be CGI nonsense. I almost said that out loud. And then, yes, the Hutts are CGI nonsense, which is kind of a bummer because the original Jabba the Hutt is one of the most amazing puppets ever made.
But he didn't move, and
he
was probably the size of a soundstage.
He had like 9 people.
Yeah,
there were like 9
massive.
people.
Yeah,
right.
People that don't make things like that anymore.
It was, and like some of like the snake creatures, it was really like the.
It was a lot.
Were all puppets, and unlike a lot of the other Star Wars stuff that they make really dark and depressing and mature, this was fun and silly for kids.
Yeah, and there was like a sad part. There was a so let's say each one was divided. Let's say it was 5 episodes of the show in one movie. There was one episode that was definitely there to make you sad because you're supposed to think the Mandalorian's going to die, and my youngest, who was sitting next to me, rolling her eyes, was like, he's not going to be dead. They're not making, and I was like, well, kid, you're thinking like a producer because this movie made $166 million this weekend. And it doesn't look expensive. I do think it looks good, but it looks like a TV show.
A little bit like a TV show.
Like they shot it on one of those
video game, not as good as one of the big budget movies, which is fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Not every if they're gonna make a small Star Wars movie, make it a small Star Wars movie. But it doesn't look like Rogue One. Like it doesn't look as majestic and it's clearly the whole thing was shot on a soundstage.
Yeah.
But it's the kind of thing that makes you love the magic of Star Wars. And it keeps all of the Mandalorian signature things, his honor. He has some good lines. You see Pedro Pascal it's really funny. You see him for maybe 5 minutes in the whole movie. You see his face. And they use a hilarious plot device to give him his helmet back because they're like, clearly we can only afford 5 pages of Pedro Pascal. And then he, for improbable reasons, gets his helmet back.
So for most of the movie, you don't see his face.
No, I don't want to see his face at all.
There's only 2 scenes where you see his face. And
then
now, I will say, on the topic of space flight, I took my kids and my nieces and nephew to the Air and Space Museum here in D.C. the other day. Not in D.C., out in Virginia. And they have these simulators you can do to, experience the marvels of various forms of flight. And at my children's request, and I said we shouldn't do it, they really wanted to do the
Top Gun.
It's a fighter jet.
No.
It's like a VR simulation where you're in one of those Disney World kind of seats where it kind of shakes up and down. But instead of it being a screen in front of you, you wear a VR headset. And I was like, I don't think this is a good idea.
Are they old enough to do VR?
Yeah, it's for 5 minutes. And it's like...
are you?
But not like an Oculus. An Oculus is 12 and up.
It's not. It's just you wear the goggles and you're watching as you're on this fake.
Are you old
fighter
enough?
Fighter jet simulator? And I was like, guys, I don't think it's a good idea. I didn't get really car sick from VR. I made it about 3/4 of the way through the simulation before I rip my headset off and I'm just shaking back and forth in this open seat. Afterwards, I basically have to. I'm like, guys, I'm not okay. I run to the bathroom. There's the longest line imaginable. And the women at the back of the line are like, are you okay? You look like you're going to barf everywhere. I was like, I think I am. And they're like, go to the front of the line. I'm like, there's no time. And I run outside the museum onto the lawn and spend the next 10 minutes just dry heaving into the grass in the front entrance of the...
Oh, you survived 4 days at Disney, but this did you...
Because VR, what happens is that what your eyes are seeing is not physically the same as what your body is experiencing, and it's this huge detachment. And so the way that you experience motion sickness is so radical, and it took... I think it took 4 hours for my body to recalibrate. It was so horrendous. It was really one of the worst feelings of nausea. Wasn't I with you once when I did VR and it made me really, really sick?
I don't remember.
Anyways,
not with
me. So this body is not meant for. So that's one of my other.
The flying
But everybody
scene-
else had fun?
Yeah, I asked the kids about it. They had a great time. The flying scenes, by the way, in Mando and Grogu are pretty good. But there is a lot of travel shots and a lot of parking. As a tribute to our dear friend Mike Roberts, who says that show is a show about parking. Because like half of the plot in the first season was just where can he park the Razor Crest? And there's still a lot of like, gotta find a ship, gotta park a ship. Where are we gonna park the ship? It's still like a thing in the show.
Well,
But
sweet that you guys
here's
all
my
work together.
theory, my Star Wars theory that made me excited. Grogu, clearly, you put him in a movie, just print $100 million, right?
Yep.
Minimum.
That's why I said that's the plot of this movie.
I'm dying to, but also Sigourney Weaver, amazing, right? I am dying that they have to put Grogu in Rey's new Jedi Order when he's now going to be 30, 40 years older, right? So he'll be able to talk and be able to be...
you hope. Who
or maybe not.
knows?
I don't know. Maybe they don't want him to talk. Whatever it is. But just imagine there's a moment halfway through that movie, like Rey's in her darkest moment, and like the door comes up and there's a tiny little silhouette, and Grogu comes in and kicks ass with a lightsaber.
Why-
That would be the
why-
greatest thing ever.
But why is... Oh, because he's now part of
Those are
the
from the show.
canon. Because
Yeah.
he's now part of the
And,
lore.
and he was hidden. And he was hidden for a while, so it makes. And he wasn't a Jedi during Luke's order. They made the whole big deal about him leaving Luke's order, so that means he doesn't get killed when
Right, but this
Ben
is
Solo
like
kills
new
everyone.
material that's been made up.
But it takes place in between Return of the Jedi and the new movies. Why would you not put the single most beloved new Star Wars character
No, I'm
created
sure you would.
since the
But you have
90s?
to, but as we know, you have, like, what's the tone? Can't turn like an adult, like fun sci-fi Star Wars movie into a kids movie.
But that's why it's got to be an older Grogu that's a little bit more still
But
cute
this is Rey
and
before
funny.
The Force Awakens.
No, it's after it's after the Rise of Skywalker. It's 11 years after the Rise of Skywalker, which makes it about 50, 60 years after Mandalorian and Grogu, I think. Which means at that point, Grogu's like 200 or 150 or something like that.
So
I don't know,
he's
120, whatever it is. Maybe he's old enough to talk.
Like, maybe he can tell.
Point being
He's
is that
a sassy teenager.
point
Like,
being
Baby Groot.
get her, get Boyega, Grogu, the three of them taking on some kind of new
Sure,
threat.
But no, you know what? This is for an offline conversation.
All right.
I'm not going to bring it up.
With that in mind,
Keep
before
us out of a positive space.
okay, before we wrap, we've got a minute left. Who has recommendations?
I do.
Go for it. Hit it.
You and I both watched Beef season 2.
I haven't finished. Knees deep.
Is that like a spin-off
bananas.
of The Bear? Is that like the
imagine
tiny
if
little
it was.
sandwich shop on the side?
No, it's like about.
It's like a
Oh,
White
it's about the
Lotus.
people arguing with who
Yeah.
don't like each other
Shai
and
would
do
hate
horrible
it.
things to each other. I watched one episode, turned it off.
But
Not my
I
thing.
think I
I
still
mean,
think the first
great
season's
people in it,
better.
but
first
not my
season
thing.
is better, I think, is the
Really
first.
good.
Well, we'll see where it lands because the first season, what's special about it is that it really does have heart. Like there's a really beautiful thread, and the end really is of the first one. So I'm curious to see how this second, which is off the rails, I am here for it. As
But
Becky
you
said,
also
bananas.
feel like you could do what those people would do.
But that's the whole point.
Like
I
I'm
think
like
you pushed-
adjacent. I'm like pushed.
pushed. I
would.
think you could. That's the whole point of this show.
Right with that toe over the line.
Yeah, and then I think what's great about how it's constructed is that it's like builds on itself.
All right.
So that's
Good
my
stuff.
rec. Beef on Netflix.
All
right, Beef.
Thanks, guys.
On that note, love you guys. Bye. Don't hang up. Make sure not to hang up the thing.
Well, you're hanging up. You already threatened to hang up.
Who's hanging
Where do
out?
you have to go right now?